beautiful, I see you. Oh, I believe you are the beautifulest I ever saw. We have the wonderful Autumn, and Autumn is here to follow up on her last video, which we all talked about the beginning of massage therapy, how to get into a good medi-spa. Coming straight out of school, she did wonderful, so wonderful in fact that they just said, you know what, we want Autumn in our medi-spa because it is so hard to get into a medi-spa. It takes up to, what, 5 years of experience or more?
Yeah.
And she did it in under 1 month after school or something like that. Right after she got her license. So she's back with us to share her experiences for the last couple of years. So Autumn, what's been going on?
Well, I've actually been on sabbatical for the last year, focusing more on the energetic healing part of body work.
When I say like bad management, yeah, most franchises or spas these days, yeah, they all have pretty much terrible, horrible management that don't really care about anybody. What happened to you? Can you explain like what was going on, or if it's a touchy subject that we don't need to talk about or know
No, that's
about?
fine. I quit because I wasn't in an environment that was feeding my best work experience, my best, like I said, I went in and things weren't being taken care of, things were overlooked, and it's simple things, and it's the attention to detail that is so imperative from the minute the client walks in to the minute they leave. And I was just seeing little things where I was like, hey, this needs to be addressed, this needs to be addressed, and it falls on deaf ears. And over time, when all of a sudden it's like, why am I in this environment? If like, I'd walk in sometimes and I'd be like, the sheets are stained. If I was getting a service and I pull back my sheet, and I'm not gonna lay on a dirty looking sheet. And it was like just other things where it was, I think for me, if I'm not comfortable with a client and I state, I'm not comfortable with this client, then when I signed up for this job and I agreed to take it on, the little thing in there that I signed for as well was stating that if I'm not comfortable with someone, you're going to respect that and give this to someone else, to another therapist. And I think that's why I know that is why I quit my second franchise. Because I repeatedly came to them and said, I don't schedule this person with me. It's not a good energy exchange. I'm uncomfortable the entire service. Don't do this to me. If I have to walk in and see this person on my shift, on my schedule, it really does, like the whole day all of a sudden it's like, oh, I gotta gear up for this, what I call like an energetic vampire. It's like I'm not gonna be in a room where someone is just almost purposefully not enjoying their time. I don't know how to say it. It's like we just don't mesh. Don't put me, if it's water and oil, respect me and my time. Because as your employee, I still need to be respected. I need to come into a space, an environment where I can be 100% relaxed, with a peace of mind, knowing that I can give 100% exceptional 5-star service.
Amen.
Yeah.
During the time that you worked at this franchise, or this, let's just say their acronym is Mary Edward. For those military inclined people who probably figure that out. At this franchise, did your lead therapist do anything to help you guys like during like training, or they just had a title of lead therapist like most franchises do to try to think somebody's in power, I guess?
Yeah. Favoritism. And no, the training was horrible at my first franchise. It was horrible. I got hired December 15th. I wasn't put on the books until, I think, January 20... No, it was February 7th, I think. Yeah, because it was finding time with the trainer.
And that's the problem with these franchises. They give you training when they want to train you. And so for franchise owners, did they treat you guys with respect, or any type of, hey, it's Christmas, here's an extra bonus instead of coal in this pocket or whatever, you
No.
know, or were they just
No.
Grinches
No.
all year round?
No, yeah, the Grinches. Grinches.
Grinches, gargoyle, whatever.
When it comes to that, I went in knowing that it was a stepping stone. So I kind of let a lot just water off a duck's back, so to speak. Franchises should be a stepping stone because it's really about money, numbers. You know, it's 15 minutes when they're paying for an hour. Why are they paying for an hour and getting 15 minutes?
And so speaking of that, you know, I'm picking up on your sarcasm. How much do you think somebody straight out of school, or even with a little bit of experience, should get paid from all of these franchises that we're talking about, or any franchise?
Minimum 25. Minimum 30.
Good answer.
The amount of school, the amount of time, you know, and the amount of physical and emotional and energetic energy that you're giving to this. You learn the body, you know the body, you're doing something just as important as a chiropractor, just as important as a physical therapist. You are tuning into someone's body, and when done correctly, healing will take place. And that's powerful. And when you have a therapist that understands that the greatest power comes with the lightest touch, you have magic, and that's where literally you can transform someone's whole existence by giving them their body back. And that needs to be respected. And there's people out there that they have this gift of touch that can literally put someone on the table and literally take years off their life. Stress just gone, right? And you're saying that you're only going to give them $10, $12? And I'm not knocking anyone who works at McDonald's, because McDonald's is also a stepping stone, but I'm just using this as a reference point. How is someone that is serving up food the same as someone that is literally you're trusting your body with? Like, you have to sign a waiver whenever you get a massage saying, you know what, like, I understand like what's about to happen with this therapist.
Yep.
Like, I am giving them permission to touch these parts that can be hurt. Like, you don't understand, like, people, like, they have lots of messed up massages and they come out and be like, ow, 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 right? Because that's someone that's just probably in it for the money as well. That's in it for, you know, a stepping stone. Using that career as a stepping stone. But a true gifted therapist, oh, can't put money on that. They're priceless. Priceless.
That part. So
Sorry.
the clientele that you're normally working on, do they actually come onto you because you're obviously very attractive, like most massage therapists are? And I have seen through many franchises that therapists like you, always male or female, tend to have their clients always coming back, requesting you over and over and over, or asking for extra type of massages. Can you explain to all of us your experiences with all of that?
Oh, fun. I've had some crazy experiences, okay? I have a very powerful presence, and I know that there will be no transference. I set my boundaries before I even walk in the room. Like, I have my energetic shields up. Like, I set the space for healing to take place. So, but there are those really certain clients that are just so disconnected, and they come in and they're just such in a disrespectful state of being that they have no respect. The fact that I've done over 3,000 of hours of training, that's just for massage. It's like I've done thousands of hours not to do any sort of sexual act. It's almost like a slap in the face. And I've cut services like that. Like, sir, the service is over, or ma'am. Like, I've had equal amount, like women and men have come on to me, and the first thing I do is say, I'm going to step out the room. I'm going to let you get dressed. The service is over. Just like that. In a very calm way, not starting anything, But I also know, and I'm very firm in my energy, that I can de-escalate a lot as well. Sometimes people need that firm no, because I don't want to demonize them, because they are people that probably have not been touched, or they're people that just need the touch. And I understand that when you're in that state and you're touching, and we are physical beings, that we crave to be caressed, and I can understand we're in that moment and they're feeling relaxed. All of a sudden they can go into that mind state where it turns sexual for them. Even though the therapist can be in a very clear state, like, I'm doing this, it's body work, I know my intentions, I'm working the muscles, I'm looking at the fascia, I'm watching the joints. That person still could be laying there like, oh my God, they're touching me right next to my glute. Oh. I wonder if I just try to show them my privates, maybe they'll, and they're in that moment, and you can't blame them either. But the thing is to, again, be very calm and let them know, like, this is it, this is over. And I can explain afterwards. When you're fully clothed again, when I'm feeling safe. Because this whole service is not just about you. It's about me as well. How am I feeling? How am I holding up? How is my breathing? Do I feel safe here? Are they taking it? Are they laying there? Are they receiving in a respectful way? Because that's, I think, a lot of massage therapists do put themselves, in positions where a client has crossed the line and they continue on in a state of, I should end it the whole time, right?
Right.
So that's one of the subjects that's most taboo, but at the same time is one of the most needed to be addressed, is when these things happen, because they do. Erections are common, and it's not even sexual. It comes from just the blood flow, the increase of blood to that zone, and all of a sudden, yes, there will be an engorgement. Is that a word?
It is now.
Okay. All those naughty novels
It's
are going
our
out.
word.
No, I don't know.
Oh, it's a therapist word.
I don't know.
You just said a therapist word.
Just like melanated.
Yes, there you
That's
go.
not a word either.
You
Okay,
got it.
people.
But we all know.
All of us indigenous people.
We are.
Excuse
indigenous.
me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, you're
Back to the.
Yes, and you're exactly right about the blood flow and
Yeah.
things happen down there. We all know. And I told one of my students one time, I was like, well, think about it. If women had something that gave a warning for their their arousal, and like say your face turned blue or your nails or something, then we would know. Would we still go complain? But I'm like, no, that's just, she's aroused. She's turning that color for a reason, or I know she's coming off. Like, a lot of women can actually have a climax from touch.
Yeah.
And some men that'll freak out, or some female client or therapist will freak out as well. And so I'm glad, and it's much needed support in that area, because like I said, yeah, we don't talk about it as much. It's always taboo, it's against the rules, it's in the books of the Susan Salvo book, but never really fully explained.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some therapists are going to run across this. No therapist is immune to any of these advances, sexual wantings of another therapist or person. That's going to happen regardless. It's just human nature. But if they cross the line, Autumn, like, what happens if you're on your own practice and you're out at this guy's house or at this young lady's house, and they want a happy meal or a happy ending? What do you do to protect yourself in that instance? Do you just still walk out?
I've actually had that happen with a private client of mine. And again, it's all about your communication and your intention. It's the stabilizing the situation in a way where it's like, okay, I understand, but this is not allowed.